Yeah, this is Victor Valdez and Thomas Dowd, both big-time players who had great tournaments for us. Super thankful to the good Lord for this victory. It was a hard-fought game. Georgia Southern, deserves a lot of credit. To play 6 games in 6 days, it's only happened once in the history of basketball. We tried to use that to the best of our ability, to our advantage, and try and make it as physical and as fast a paced a game as possible. We had the 13-point lead going into halftime. They cut it, I believe, like to 3 or 4 points there in the second half. They had a lot of momentum. It showed a lot of guts and heart. They're very, very well coached. Coach does an awesome job with his team, and we're just super thankful. Don't ever take this for granted. As I've mentioned many times before, I think it's the hardest league in the country with 14 teams to get to the NCAA tournament, and so we don't take it for granted at all. I think it started like I could just see it in this guy's eyes, like he was going to refuse to let us lose. You could see it from the jump. His toughness, his grittiness, it just kind of transcends our team. His leadership is phenomenal, and then we have great players that are really, really connected. We have so many ball handlers and skilled guys, like a guy like Victor Valdez that's big enough to play the power forward, but we use him like a point guard. He's able to create shots for other guys as well as put pressure on the rim. But it was an all-around team performance. And I'm just super thankful and blessed to be able to coach this group of guys. As I mentioned yesterday, this is the most fun I've ever coaching basketball. I mean, it's amazing that you get to do this, and I don't even consider it a job. Like when you have guys like this, it's fun every day. When you wake up, you get excited. It was, super nerve-wracking going into the game, but like I said, when you got guys like this in the trenches with you, it definitely gives you a lot of confidence.
We'll open it up for questions. Craig, kick it off.
Craig Stevens, Coach, you called the timeout early in the second half, and they made a little bit of a run. Would you tell the team and how did they respond?
Yeah, I just made them all take a deep breath, where I could see their shoulders raise up. And I told them, we've been here before. I mean, we've had, 6 overtime games and 10 or 12 overtimes. Like, we've been there. We've lost a couple of them, but we've also won quite a few of them. So we've been in a ton of hard-fought games, and these guys, like, they respond when the going gets tough. Like, we've lost a couple of them, but it's not like we made mental mistakes or like we've always kind of persevered. And so they've been there, but we got it done on the defensive end. Like, they were scoring, and after that timeout, we finally got some stops, and then we were able to go in transition and get some easy buckets and get to the free throw line. And I think that was the difference. We finally got some separation, and we were able to close it out from there.
Thomas, what does this mean to you do it 2 years in a row, especially being a guy from not far from shore?
Yeah, I just think, it's a surreal feeling. Not many guys. We did have a good bit of returners, but 4 of our starters left. And then, like you said, I'm not far from home. All my family comes to all the games, and I've made some really deep connections with the people of Troy and whatnot. So it just means the world, knowing how much it means to them also.
Let's go to Paul on the left.
Coach Paul Cheston, Fox Sports Pensacola. They were on a roll, Georgia Southern. What was your mindset? What were you thinking going in? Because how you did, slow them down.
Yeah, they're, arguably one of the best offenses in the league. Tyron Moore, we've seen him score 40. We've seen Webb score 30. They got shooters across the board, 6, 7 guys that are shooting close to 35%. It's not easy defending it, but I do think our team can be a really good defensive team. I think, for a lot of the season, we were the number 1 ranked defensive team. I think we ended up maybe 3rd or 4th at the end of the year, so we dropped a little bit. It did hurt for a while. We had to get used to playing without Theo Singh, who was a starter for us and a really good defender. JB's taken the majority of those minutes and done a phenomenal job. But then, Evan Griffin is a freshman that got hardly any playing time that stepped up, and now he's learned how to play, and he's raised his level of defense up tremendously. And so, now our defense is similar to the level it was before Theo got injured. And so, we won it with defense and rebounding and toughness. We knew we couldn't make it a pretty game because, they're as pretty of a team as we are. Like, they can shoot it, they can pass it, they can drive it, they play really good basketball, and it's hard to guard.
Third on the left here.
Coach, Travis Parks, One Shining Recap Show. So this is the second straight year you're getting to do this. You've won here in Pensacola, and you're going to the NCAA tournament. Is there anything last year from the time you left here after you won and went into that game against Kentucky, you guys fell a little short, that when that moment happened, you're like, I'm going to do this differently if I get this chance again? Because now here you are a year later getting a chance to do the same thing again.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd do anything differently. I think we prepared our guys right. I told the guys before the game, it's the greatest week of your life from now until that first game, whoever you play. We know it's going to be a tough matchup. We're probably going to play a 2 or a 3 seed because we dropped some games we probably shouldn't have. But this is a team that's very, very capable. If we're hitting shots and we're locked in defensively, we can rebound with the big boys. I mean, we've shown it. I would say, for our guys just to stay connected. I felt like probably offensively we weren't as connected in that game, but their size, their athleticism against Kentucky had a big part to do with it. But this team is special because their connection is what makes this team. And so if they can do that offensively, then we'll be a really hard matchup for whoever we play.
Let's go back right here.
Sky Smith, Troy Vision News. Thomas, you were electric tonight, start to finish. You played basically every second. What did you do to keep that energy up throughout the entire game?
Yeah, I think just, something I was telling to the guys before we even stepped on the court is, obviously kudos to Georgia Southern. It's amazing that they were playing their 6th game in 6 days. But, every time you looked on social media, and Coach Cross told us too yesterday, every time you looked on social media, anytime you looked at anything, everyone wanted them to win, and, everyone thought they were going to win. I didn't see anyone talking about us. We won the regular season championship. We were the best team in the league all year, and we felt kind of disrespected. And I think, just having that chip on our shoulder throughout the whole game really fueled all of us.
Go to Josh, second right here.
Josh Bowell, Troy Messenger. You talked about Jarrell a little bit, but just talk about the job he's done since Theo went down.
Man, he's an amazing player. We look at him and Theo both as starters. I know Theo started a lot of the games, but they were playing, splitting minutes. JB's a high flyer. I mean, y'all see it. When he gets those dunks, it just energizes our team. And you got a guy like this coming off the pick and roll. They've got to make a decision. Do they stop him or do they stop JB? And if they decide to stop him, he throws it up and it's a dunk. And it's the same thing when Cooper's got the ball in his hands. JB, I think, can play professional basketball if that's what he chooses to do. He's going to continue to get better and better. I mean, he shot the 3 really, really well for us. His defense has improved dramatically over the last 3 years. And now, I consider him, a high-level, big-time defender, and he makes us go. But, yeah, we definitely would not be in this position without JB. I mean, you can make a case he's as important as any person on our team.
Let's go back to Craig.
Victor, you were a guy that was coming off the bench last year. You guys lost all those starters. You and several the other guys got improved and taking on a larger role. What's that process been like, for you and the rest of the guys that were coming off the bench last year?
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was not that hard, because Coach Cross believes in us a lot, and I just needed an opportunity. Coach Cross gave me an opportunity this year. I was ready. I prepared a lot this summer, so I was just ready and excited to take this role, to have the ball a little bit more in my hands, to create for my teammates. That's what I like to do. I consider myself a playmaker, a pass first guy. So I love to see my teammates rolling. Thomas getting points, boards, and JB, like he said, throw the lobs. I'm just happy it worked that way, and we get the championship.
Back to Paul on the left.
Coach, it's so tough to win back-to-back, and then you leave, and then you sport. I mean, you won 2 championships now. How do you do it to put together 2 years in a row?
I mean, I would say it's high-character guys. I think we've recruited the right guys. We're not going to win the layup lines except for JB. He wins the layup line every time. But outside of that, you're not going to look at us and say, oh, this team's going to win. But they're super high character, and they their connection is amazing. We live in these apartments. They're all right together. They're hanging out. They really enjoy each other's company. That's what makes this group special. we were able to retain so many guys thanks to my boss, Kyle George. You know, he's done a great job helping us keep these guys together. I mean, I think that's kind of the key to success in the Sun Belt Conference is like, can you retain your guys? And these guys believed in each other, I think was the biggest thing, and they wanted to run it back and, prove, Victor wanted to prove he can do it when he's a starter. Thomas wanted to prove he can do it when he's the guy, and just so on and so forth. And it is special, and like I said, it is super hard to do. And I think it's just a credit to the type of character that these guys have and how hard they work and how connected they are.
Back to the back right here.
Speaking of the rest of the team, Cooper and Kobe are two guys that can go off on any given night. What do you say about them?
Yeah, I mean, phenomenal. Kobe's a point guard that we're playing at the two. Super skilled. He can really pass the ball. He puts pressure on the defense. He extends the defense with his three-point shooting. Cooper's been big time all year long on both sides of the ball. I mean, I think he's like 3 or 4 assists to every turnover he has. Just steady as can be. You got to guard him because he's like, both those guys are like 40% three-point shooters. And so they're tough, they're smart, they're good teammates, they're about the right things, they're winners, and a big part of our success.
Second row on the left here.
Hey, Coach. Blake Topmeyer with USA Today. Big picture question. Last couple years, we've heard a lot about the possibility of tournament expansion, NCAA tournament expansion. I wonder what you think about that. Do you think it's needed, necessary? Do you think it'd be good? And what it might mean for mid-major programs and such?
Yeah, probably tournament expansion probably ain't going to help the Sun Belt Conference, unfortunately. I mean, if it would, I would be a super proponent of it. I think it's just going to allow more teams that are average at the Power 4 level probably to get in. I think the tournament is great the way it is. I mean, it's not broken. It's one of the greatest sporting events and, in my opinion, anywhere. I love it the way it is. It's special. I mean, you love those first round games. I mean, those are my favorite 2 days the entire year is those first 2 days. I mean, Austin can tell you, I mean, we have 4 TVs set up. Thankfully, we don't get to do that the last 2 years, but we'd have 4 TVs and we'd watch all 4 games. We'd let them play hooky from school, and we're just watching games together as a family. And yeah, it's my favorite 2 days of the year.
Back right here.
Lindsey Bonner, WAKA. How special is it to have these memories now with your son a part of this team?
Yeah, I mean, last year it was great, like to experience it and him be a part of it. And he contributed last year in like practices and was a big part of it. But like, we don't win it without him this year. Like, I mean, he had 5 big points for us. He had a big offensive rebound. He brings toughness. He's a great teammate. He doesn't need the ball like he just does. And it's hard on him because I'm hard on him. He knows that. Like, he's got to do everything perfect, and if not, shoot-arounds, he usually gets an earful. And for some reason, though, when I give him an earful, it seems like we play better a lot of times. So, but it is special, and I'm glad that he was able to like contribute in both these games and really be a part of it. But it was an all-around team effort, but he was definitely a part of it. Yeah.
Back to Josh, second row here. Josh, you have a sub one?
Right here.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Coach, and to the players.
Thank you.
Jay Buckner, Civic Sports. I know you won back-to-back championships. What does that mean for Troy as a culture, as an institution?
Yeah, I think it means that we have great leadership, starting with Dr. Hawkins, then Kyle George, my boss. The coaches that they've hired, you look across the board, I mean, it's amazing. Like, from I can't even name them. I mean, all of them, from football, Coach Parker, Coach Meade. Like they've done such a great job, Coach Rigby, hiring, not just great coaches, but great people. Like, Kyle has a group message, and like every time somebody does something good, we're congratulating each other. It's the one Troy spirit that we have, but I think everybody pulls for everybody. But like, just like our basketball team, I would say that's what the coaching staff is. Like, it's really, really high character people that are about the right things and do it the right way. And so, I'm fortunate to be able to work for a great athletic department, a great boss's boss. I don't think you can get any better than that. And so, when you have the right people, I'm nothing without these guys. Like, we have the right people in the room. That's why we win. It's not It's nothing, no X's and O's or anything special. It's about getting the right people.
Go ahead, Paul.
Coach, two quick questions. One, how do you plan to watch the selection show this year? And two, this is the second part of a 5-year deal, for, first year of a 5-year deal for the second term. Pensacola, six straight years now. What makes it so special to come back?
Yeah, well, when I woke up this morning and I opened the blinds and I looked out there and I saw that crystal clear water and the white sand right there, like it just, I mean, how, it just rejuvenates you, and just for the fans to be able to go out there. My wife's hanging out on the beach all day long. I mean, what a great deal she's got to be able to just hang out on the beach and then come watch basketball. No, she's probably just as stressed out as I am, but I mean, arguably the most beautiful beach anywhere in the country, and then a great, facility right here. You're getting more fans, like the Pensacola people are coming to support it. Obviously, we had a great home court advantage with all the Trojan fans showing up. I mean, I absolutely love it. I think it's, a great place to have a tournament. I couldn't honestly think of a better place to have it.
And then the selection show, you have
Yeah.
any thoughts?
Yeah, so thankfully my boss is awesome. Last year we went to Baumhauer's, great place. We're so thankful for Baumhauer's in Troy. A long time ago, Fran Fraschilla, who's an announcer for ESPN, he came and spoke to our team, and it was before the year. And he's like, I want you guys to visualize ordering and smelling the chicken wings on Selection Sunday. And so first time I went to the NCAA tournament, don't want to say anything bad, but we didn't get to celebrate at all. Kyle made it happen. Brent Jones made it happen last year. We go to Baumhauer's and we're getting chicken wings, and there's games all over the place. The fans are there, and we're going to do it all over again. And, yeah, I couldn't think of a better place to celebrate than Baumhauer's.
Back right here.
Hunter Boozer, Troy Trojan Vision News. You're going from being a 1 seed and a favorite in the Sun Belt tournament to an underdog going into the NCAA tournament. What are you going to take from being that favorite and applying it to being an underdog and possibly getting an upset victory in the tournament?
I would much rather be an underdog. I've been an underdog my whole life. I think both these guys have been underdogs. We're better when we're underdogs, so we're just going to go out there and fight and claw. And, you're playing with house money, and, when we're shooting the ball really well, we'll be tough to beat. So we'll just have that chip on our shoulder.